What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Dom, and we are back for episode 25 of Transfer Daily, where I hit you with all the latest transfer rumors, transfer news, completed deals, and so on and so forth. Everything to do with transfers in the English Premier League and maybe sometimes a championship and some of the lower league clubs if there's an interesting enough deal. Guys, do me a favor. Please smash the thumbs up button. Let's get this video to 100 likes. Hit it up, hit it up, hit it up. Come on, man. You guys be playing. Like the video. If you like the video, YouTube will most likely recommend the video to more people. That's why it is important that you like it or dislike it. If you don't like it, guys, hit the dislike button. You know what I'm saying? Hit it. Don't be scared. Anyways, I have quite a few transfers to get through. It's really hot right now, so I have the AC, so I don't know if you're going to get any feedback from the AC or anything, but I don't think you should. My voice is loud enough, but if you do, my bad, but it's hot as hell in New York City right now. Guys, my dial is saying 101 degrees, 101 right now on the van, the dial. Jesus Christ, that's Fahrenheit though. Wow. So you could just imagine how hot it is though. So big up to everybody watching the video right now. Let's get into it. So I didn't get to write down every transfer I want to cover. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go on the Fabrizio Romano Twitter page. I like to use that as a reference. And then I'll go to my my other sources from the notepad. And I have one more other outlet that I have to check. So let's go. Let's start. So let's go. Let me go right back up to the top here. As a matter of fact, let's run through what I have and then I'll peruse through the Fabrizio Romano Twitter. So Jadon Sancho, there has been serious progress in talks of the player joining Fenerbahce, and Chelsea had previously turned down a chance to sign him due to wage demands. So if Sancho is going to join Fenerbahce, where Mourinho is the manager over there, he would have to lower his wage demands because nobody ain't going to pay the type of money that Man United was paying Sancho every week. And when he went on loan to Chelsea, you know, Chelsea was paying part of the loan and they didn't want to pay the same amount of money if Sancho was to join on a permanent deal. The thing about Sancho is not that he's not talented, it's just that he's a bit inconsistent and his wages are quite huge. You know, so yeah. So up next we have Bradley Barcola. Arsenal have expressed interest in the PSG winger, according to L'Equipe, where Bayern Munich and Liverpool have also been linked to the 22-year-old French international winger. But reports also came out to say that PSG says no way they are letting go the player. And I don't blame them, man. Bradley Barcola is a very talented player, and he is one of the reasons why they won everything that they fought for this season. So up next, we have 23-year-old Irish centre-back Andrew Omobamidele, who joined Strasbourg on a permanent deal from Nottingham Forest after joining the French club back in the window transfer window. The fee is currently undisclosed. Walter Benitez, goalkeeper from PSV, joins Crystal Palace on a free. Nat Phillips joins West Brom from Liverpool for 3.5 million euros. I did report on this, but I didn't know, well, they said if it was undisclosed, but now on Transfermarkt, it says 3.5 million. I'm happy for Phillips because he's been a Liverpool player for some time. He's not going to ever be a first-team player. He's always been sent out on loan, and or when he's at the club, he was used as a, you know, a stopgap kind of player. And I got to give it up to Nat Phillips because he has performed admirably whenever he's got his chances. And now he could be the main man for West Bromwich Albion. Up next, guys, we have centre-back Žaka Bijol, Slovenian international. He's 26 years old, and he joins Leeds from Udinese for a deal worth 18 million euros. I reported on this before, but this is now official. It's done. It's completed. It's been reported that Newcastle have made a bid of around £45 million to sign Anthony Elanga from Nottingham Forest. But it's been said that Forest rejected the bid without counter. So They didn't say, hey, man, we don't want 45. We want 60. They said, hell no, we're not selling. They have no intentions of selling. And you got to give it up to Forest because let me tell you, man, if you keep selling, right? Look, before I say that, all the Premier League clubs are going to have, they're going to get money for they're going to get commercial money from the Premier League. All of them, they're going to get the money. So player sales is not really necessary unless you're trying to raise funds to do a rebuild or whatever, or you just want to sell the player. You get money from the Premier League every year. You could use that money to do what you got to do in terms of the transfer window and pay players and all of that. You see what I mean? Amongst other things. But you do get money from the league. If teams say, hey, I'm not selling, I'm going to run my club on a tight budget, I'm going to use the Premier League money, and I'm going to stay in the Premier League, I'm going to sign cheaper players, maybe sell them on in the future, or do whatever. They don't have to sell the players that they want to keep, because you sell this player, you sell that player, you sell Ilanga, you sell this one, what are you going to be left with? You see what I mean? When you bring in new players, they don't adapt well to the league, bam, relegated. So you gotta respect Forest for taking that stance though. Because with Ilanga leaving Forest and going to Newcastle, he could potentially make Newcastle a better team and make Forest a weaker one. Up next, guys, we have a big one. This is a big one. A big one. Eberechi Eze has been linked with a move to Tottenham Hotspur. We've been hearing about Eze for some time, or whether he's going to get a move to a bigger club, a Champions League club and whatnot. And, you know, nobody's been really putting out any bids for Eze. But it's been said that Spurs are going to line up a £68 million bid for Crystal Palace star Eberechi Eze as a statement signing to kickstart the Thomas Frank era. If Spurs are able to sign Eze and he doesn't fall victim to like the Spurs jinx where, you know, he doesn't really improve as a player and, you know, he's part of a team that's not winning trophies and so on and so forth, that'll be a big move for Spurs. Because Eze, once he's able to stay fit, a hell of a player, man. A hell of a player. And let's say Eze and Maddison in the Spurs midfield and they in form, yeah, that could be a really nice duo. So, guys, let me know your thoughts on Eze potentially joining Spurs for that big money move. $68 million. That's a nice fee. That's a nice fee, though. So, let me know your thoughts on that down below. So, Emi Martinez. I did talk about Emi Martinez expressing his desire to play for Manchester United. Sources claim that Atletico Madrid are ready to battle with the Saudi clubs for the Argentinian signature. He's been touted as the best goalkeeper in the world, but Aston Villa are going to sell him because they need to raise funds. I think if it's up to Aston Villa to keep him, you know, and continue to compete for trophies. But if you got to sell, you got to sell. You see, if you're in financial problems, you got to sell. But if you're not in any financial problems, you don't have to sell. You could actually improve the player's weekly payment, give him a new contract and say, hey, you're here for the long run. But in terms of Emi Martinez, he's actually on the market. And it's been said that Atletico Madrid are interested in his signature because the future of Jan Oblak is questionable right now. So let's see how that one progresses. If I'm Oblak, to be honest, I'll try to leave Atletico Madrid and go somewhere else. It's probably boring, man. Playing for Atleti under Simeone for all these years, the same old style, you know, probably boring. So I could see. So Giorgio Scalvini, a 21-year-old Italian international centre-back who currently plays his football for, why didn't I write that down? Oh yeah, Atalanta, is on the radar of Newcastle United. So they've signaled interest in the player, and his market value is 35 million euros. He has 8 caps for the Italian national team, and he's been capped since 2022, which means he's been playing since he was a teenager. That's a good sign that the player is very, very good and he is highly rated. I have one more to read from my notes, and then I'll move on to the Fabrizio Romano and then my other source. So, Park Seong-soo, an 18-year-old South Korean player, it said that Newcastle United are working on a deal to sign the highly rated player. I did some research and I found one player that fits the description. He plays for Suwon Blue Wings in the second division in South Korea, and he is a winger. He could play on the left, he could play on the right. And I checked the notes, I did my research, and it said that he's the youngest goal scorer in the history of South Korean professional football, where he scored at a tender age of 17 years and 3 months. So if Newcastle are going to go in for a player like this, it's most likely going to be for them to sign and loan out and develop and potentially sell on in the future. You know, just like the Australian international Garang Kuol. I know you guys haven't heard about that player in a while, but yeah, Garang Kuol, highly rated Australian youngster that Newcastle signed, and we haven't heard about him in like ages. So let's keep it moving, man. Let's keep it moving. So Fabrizio Romano, let's talk. It's been said that Andre Onana, not a concrete target for AS Monaco, now as situation has gone completely cold despite reports. In my opinion, for Onana, I would try to get a move out of United. I spoke about this. He shouldn't stay there and fight for his place because it's going to mess with him. Because United might bring in another keeper and he might be doing well and Onana might never see the light of day. So, yeah. So, let's keep it moving. Fabrizio Romano. Despite links with Bayern, Chelsea are close to completing Jamie Bynoe-Gittins' deal. Understand direct meeting with Borussia Dortmund took place on Monday, and Chelsea maintained 7-year deal agreement with Jamie Bynoe-Gittins, who wants the move. Talks underway again between the two clubs. So he will most likely be a Chelsea player. He's also been linked to the move to Bayern Munich. So, yeah. So, up next, I think this player is a Brighton player. Real Sociedad and Igor have agreed personal terms as the Brazilian defender is keen on the move. Negotiations ongoing between clubs as according to C. Parker Turner reported. Let me check this guy out and see what he's saying. And, yeah. So, according to Charlie Parker Turner, Brighton, let me make sure I get this one right. Brighton defender Igor is linked to the move to Real Sociedad. So, yeah. Okay. So, I remember Igor. I can't even recall. If I didn't see this, I wouldn't even remember he played for Brighton. So, there's a few more, but I'm not actually going to talk about those right now. I'm not going to go down a rabbit hole, but I'll do some more research and I'll... Maybe I follow Charlie Parker Turner. So he's a Brighton Hove and I'll be a journalist. So yeah, as many sources as possible, you know. So let's keep it moving. This one is a big one. Shout outs to the Liverpool fans in here. Fabrizio Romano retweeted this 5 hours ago, and he says, understand that Napoli and Liverpool will have direct contacts today to discuss the conditions of the Darwin Nuñez deal. Negotiations still at early stages, but Napoli had green light from Nuñez as revealed in recent days, and deal depends on financial requests now. So Darwin Nuñez, spoke about him, did a whole separate video about Liverpool potential new striker, and that Darwin Nuñez is going to leave. Club is going to sell him. He has failed at Liverpool. Only scored about 7 goals in 47 appearances last season. He flopped big time. They paid 85 million euros for Darwin Nuñez, plus all the salary that they've paid him over the last few seasons. So, yeah, I know. So, Liverpool fans, let me know how you feel about this. I know you guys don't have much emotional attachment to Darwin Nuñez because he's just an annoying player to watch. Misses quite a bit of easy chances, but I think he gets picked on a bit more than the likes of Mo Salah and other players, because when I did my research, Mo Salah actually had 40-something big chances missed last season. So Darwin Nuñez, he's a goner. And when I say goner, I don't mean that he's joining Arsenal. I'm actually surprised that Arsenal are not trying to sign him. But he's definitely a goner though. So up next, guys, Juma Ba from Manchester City to OGC Nice. Here we go. Verbal agreement done for the defender to join the club on loan. Olympique Lyon and OGC Nice wanted Ba, but the player has decided to proceed with Nice. This means that Lyon is probably going to get another player from Manchester City to loan because of the Turkey deal. And I reported that earlier. Could it be James McAtee? Could it be Claudio Echeverri? I hope it's not Echeverri. I want Echeverri to stay at City. Who is it going to be? I don't think it's going to be Riesch. I don't think it's going to be Kusanov. Who knows? Who knows? McAtee would be the perfect perfect player. I wish they could all stay, but the club, Pep Guardiola said he does not like to work with a big squad. So, yeah, that one is definitely something that we're going to talk about in the future. So let's keep it moving. I have quite a bit more to go through. And up next, we have Nico Williams have agreed to sign a new deal at Nottingham Forest until June of 2029. That's a 4-year extension for the former Liverpool youngster. So pretty good. I think he has a shirt here posing with the number 100, which means that he's made 100 appearances so far for Forest. But he's definitely developed well, and he's held down a spot at Forest, and he is a very, very, good performer week in, week out. So let me see if I have any more here to talk about before we keep it moving. Yeah, big one. Big up to all the Liverpool fans in here once again. It's been official that Milos Kerkez can now be considered a new Liverpool player. Deal signed, also club to club. Medical completed and contracts sealed, with left back joining Liverpool for £40 million as fee from Bournemouth. Here we go. Confirm official statement next. I think it's probably like a 5-year deal or something like that. Let me see if I have anything else on this page to talk about. Yes, I have another big one to talk about. It's a lot to go through, so guys, bear with me. Victor Gyokeres has already personally informed sporting president Varandas about his decision to leave the club. No intentions to play for the club anymore. Gyokeres wants new chapter. He feels heartbroken after exit pact and not expected to return to training, according to reports. You can't blame the man. You can't blame him. He lit up the Portuguese league. He lit up Europe, and he deserves a chance to move on to a new adventure where he's been linked heavily with Arsenal. Arsenal wants the player. Sporting are playing games, don't want to take the bids that, are coming in for the player. So you know what the player got to do? You got to force a move. I'm going on strike. Take what you got to take because I'm not coming back. So either take what you got to take or I'll just stay here, see out the rest of my contract for free. You see what I'm saying? Maybe pull a Henri Saivet, former Newcastle man, who was basically there training and getting paid for free because of some type of loophole in the deal that he made. That was a crazy saga though. So I think that is it for now, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I think that is it for now. So yeah, we're gonna keep it moving, man. Just under 20 minutes. I have a few more that I gotta talk about because I want to talk about it now so I could keep the progression going. Because with transfers, if you don't touch on them now, forget about it tomorrow, man. There's a bunch of new things to talk about tomorrow that you don't want to talk about anymore. So Johnny Evans is to stay with Manchester United after agreeing a new role on staff. Evans will look after youth loans, helping place players at clubs, plus offering them support through the process, and taps into his expertise as an academy graduate. So give it up to Johnny Evans. He'll be at Man United still. So according to Simon Stone, Man United make improved £60 million bid for striker Brian Mbeumo, where he's prioritized a move to the Red Devils despite links abroad and to Tottenham Hotspur. We're going to keep it moving. According to Matteo Moretto, Nottingham Forest agreed deal to sign Timothy Weah and Samuel Bangula from Juventus. Only personal terms needed to finalize the deal. So I guess Juventus and Forest already spoke and say, hey, we're going to sell these players. We need these players. But the players are now going to be informed and they're going to decide on whether they want to join Forest or not. Big up to Forest. They're doing some really good deals. They've signed a few players from Botafogo. I think his name is Jair Cunha, if I'm not mistaken, and Igor Jesus. And if you've been watching the Club World Cup, these guys are really good. And they've also been linked with another player by the name of Curibano, and they said that deal is still being worked on. So let's keep it moving, man. Let's go. So United want to sign another forward, with Mbeumo regarded as more of a multifunctional option. The club intends to sign a new starting striker. So with Mbeumo coming in, he's not going to be the main man. Matheus Cunha is not going to be the main man. These guys are probably going to be wingers or utility players who could play as a striker sometimes. They still want to sign a main striker. Who would that striker be is left to be seen. We are going to keep it moving. So up next, guys, we have this one. This one is linked to the Premier League as well. AC Milan bids 30 million euros for Ardan Jashari. Manchester United isn't giving up on his signature. Club Brugge demands 40 million for the player. I don't know the player very well, but he definitely played for Club Brugge and in the championship, but it's not a player that I know personally, and apparently Manchester United wants to sign him. So according to Sport Witness, an outlet called Sport Witness from Portugal, Manchester United are very interested in Diego Costa, the Porto goalkeeper, and he wants to transfer. I did touch on this in earlier episodes, so I do believe this to be definitely true. So let me see what else. Let me see. It also said that only details separate Darwin Nuñez from signing with Napoli. So that deal is happening very, 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 very soon. So let me see. Kawasaki Frontale centre-back Kodai Takai to transfer to English club Tottenham Hotspur for a record 1 billion yen. That equals only £5 million. That's the highest fee ever for a Japanese player. The clubs have already reached a general agreement. Guys, I'm hitting you up with so much information. Like the blood cleat video. Let's get this over 100 likes, man. I'm doing my research, hitting you with this transfer thing every day. Don't get me wrong, it's fun. I'm doing this for fun. Like right now, I'm waiting for my son to get out of school, and I'm also dropping a YouTube video. I'm staying cool in the van. You know what I mean? I'm chopping it up with you guys. I'm informing you of these potential deals and so on and so forth. You know, so, you know, we all having fun. And guys, I'm going to leave you with this big one. It says that if Rodrigo leaves Real Madrid demands 90 million euros for the player. And it says that Arsenal's interest in the player is legit. It's real. It's tangible. Let's see if Arsenal are able to tie down his signature. I spoke about this before. That would be a really, really good signing. Arsenal will show a lot of intent if they bring in Gyokeres, they bring in Rodrigo, and they have Saka on the other side. Oh my God. So if you have Rodrigo, Saka, you have Gyokeres up top, you have Havertz, you have Trossard. Keep these guys around the squad, right? You have Odegaard. And if Martinelli stays, and a few other players I'm probably not remembering, Arsenal would have a hell of a squad to compete for the Premier League next season. Guys, 24 minutes of hot, not hot, but hot, raw, uncut transfer news from your boy Dom. Like the video if you haven't yet done so. Subscribe if you're new. And until episode 26, guys, peace out. Rich Squad. I'll talk to you soon, man.